Chapter 15. Miss Tibbetts' car isn't in the driveway. Ben knocks on the door. No answer. He goes around the house and peers through the kitchen window. She isn't home. He runs back around the garage, then takes the trail back to the vernal pool. It's barely 10 feet across now, not much more than a big puddle. He hunkers down to look for the tadpoles, but he can't see any. He pushes the muddy leaves around with a stick, hoping to stir them up. Are they gone already? How can he save the land if there aren't any endangered animals here? He's pretty sure he convinced Mr. Lindsay there had been Spadefoots in the pool, but he doubts that will be enough. He doubles back through the woods and checks the house again. Now Miss Tibbetts is in the backyard filling some bird feeders. "Hi, Miss Tibbetts," Ben calls, hoping his nervousness doesn't show in his voice. "Oh, hi, Ben. Can you help me? This bag is so big I can barely lift it." Ben goes over and takes one corner of the bag, and together they fill the rest of the feeders. "I tried to find you after school," Ben says. "Oh, sorry I missed you. I had a meeting." Ben's mouth goes dry, but he makes himself say it. "I told Mr. Nickleby and my parents you didn't let me near the rattlesnakes. I told them everything was my fault." "No, it was all my fault. I never should have kept the snakes. I should have had someone take them away as soon as Thomas died. But I knew he was so fond of them." She laughs. "Fond of rattlesnakes? There aren't many people you can say that of." "Still, you told me to stay away from the cage. If I had done what you said, they never would have gotten loose." Ben helps Miss Tibbetts carry the bag to the garage. "Are you going to lose your job?" he asks. "Ben, I'm going to tell you something. I used to look forward to going to school each day. But I don't think I should teach any more. There's too much red tape for me now, too many forms to fill out and too many meetings. I like being with children. I like science. I like teaching, but I don't like school any more." "I wouldn't want to teach either if I had to work for Mr. Nickleby," Ben says. Miss Tibbetts doesn't respond, but he can see the hint of a smile in her eyes. "I talked to a man from the state," he says, "about the Spadefoots. He said he would call you." "I know," said Miss Tibbetts. "You know?" "He called just as I got home." "Is he coming?" "Yes, he's coming. But I don't think it'll do any good, Ben. When I explained the situation, he said it didn't look good. Just as I thought." "But maybe," Ben says. "Maybe," Miss Tibbetts repeats. "Maybe. But I think he's only coming as a favor because he knew my husband. Unfortunately, I think my sister-in-law and the real estate agent will be here too." "Why do they have to come?" "It's Tabitha's land, Ben, not mine." "Well, if she owns the land, then she owns the Spadefoots. And if she owns the Spadefoots, she should take care of them. They were here first." Miss Tibbetts looks up in the sky. "I wonder," she says, "what toads would do if they owned the land and we lived on it." Ben pictures the overtoad looking down on them, deciding what would happen to people. "I think we'd be in big trouble," he says. "I think you're right," says Miss Tibbetts. They're quiet for a minute. Then she asks, "Do your parents know you're here?" "No, not really. Maybe you should go home now. We're all in enough hot water. They must think I'm a weird old woman." "No, they don't." "Well, that's what I am. An odd old duck in hiking boots. Now shoo." Ben gives her a little nod and heads for home. Why won't she do anything to try and save her land, he wonders. He wants to be mad at her, but he can't. He picks up his pace. He doesn't want to be late for dinner. Miss Tibbetts is right about one thing. He's already in enough trouble. Maybe his parents should just wrap him up and stick him in a box and ship him back to Tucson.